Senator Babet.
Thank you. Now, the Labor Party was elected to government promising Australians that they had a plan to deal with cost of living pressures. Well, they had a plan, all right. What the Labor government never told the public was that their plan was to increase the cost of living, not decrease it. Now, everything this government does, from its ideologically driven renewable energy policy to its repeated and ever-growing cost of living support measures, only serves to do one thing, and that's increase inflationary pressure. Now, Treasurer Chalmers has continued Labor's long tradition of tax and spend, while turning Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe into a patsy for the dozen interest rate rises that have occurred on his watch. Now, it is time for Prime Minister Albanese to admit to the Australian people that they will not be getting their much-talked-about $275 power price cut for the simple reason that his government haven't the faintest idea on how to deal with cost of living. Now, their only plan so far has been to repeatedly insist that they have a plan while running around like headless chooks with no plan at all, as far as I can tell anyway. Now, the easiest way to fix Australia's cost of living problem, obviously, is to vote the Labor Party out and then eventually to vote the UAP to government. That's how you do it. Now, obviously, we can't do that right now, but our time will come. Now, what the Labor government can do at the moment is to abandon the net zero delusion and say no to the unions. How's about that? I know it's hard to say no when you're joined at the hip in a long-term relationship, but sometimes tough decisions are needed. Now, it's plain for everyone to see that the policies of the Labor Party are driving Australian families to the wall. They over-regulate everything, and of course, like I said, the main beneficiary is their union mates. The government is addicted to legislation. They do nothing but add layer upon layer of bureaucracy to an already over-governed nation. The more red tape there is, the more consumers eventually end up paying. Now, I've never met an Australian on the street, never met one, that desires more legislation. What's wrong with repealing some instead? How about that? What's wrong with reducing red and green tape? Have you ever seen a government project ever run on time and on budget? I haven't seen one. Now, the only way that we can reduce the cost of living in Australia is to make sure that government, it doesn't matter which one, the left or the right, but the government of the day keeps their sticky little fingers to themselves. That's it. Vote 1 UAP.